Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Tohit. The United States has betrayed Qatar. Yes, the same Qatar that hosts America's biggest military base in the entire Middle East. Al Udeid Air Base is home to 10,000 US troops. Just months ago, Donald Trump himself visited, shook hands, talked about peace, signed billion-dollar deals, even took a 400 million luxury Boeing jet as a gift from Qatar. But what did Qatar get in return? It got bombed by Israel. And that massive US airbase and that fancy presidential visit did nothing to protect it. Think about that. Imagine if a country bombed London, Paris, or Berlin while American troops were stationed there. Would Washington just shrug and say, "We were told too late"? Or would we see ground invasions, regime change, and global crisis like history is full of? But this time, nothing is happening in that way. Because when Israel acts, America looks the other way. The White House claims they had no idea Israel was going to strike Doha. But it wouldn't have happened without a green light from Trump. Let's be real. How does the most powerful military in the world, sitting right there in Qatar, fail to stop an attack on its host nation? This isn't just a bad diplomacy. This is a choice. And this choice sends a clear message. Even America's closest allies cannot rely on US protection when Israel is involved. If Washington won't protect Qatar, a key ally, a partner hosting thousands of American troops, what does that mean for every other country that trusts America's so called security guarantees? And Israel isn't even apologizing. Netanyahu compared this strike to 9/11, saying he will hit Hamas leaders anywhere, even if it means bombing a country in the middle of hosting peace talks. Yes, peace talks. This strike happened while negotiators from US, Israel, and Hamas were in Qatar discussing a US sponsored Gaza ceasefire proposal. That proposal is now dead. Qatar's prime minister says Netanyahu killed any hope for Israel's hostages. World leaders are condemning the strike. The UAE and Saudi Arabia pledged support for Qatar's sovereignty, but condemnation is cheap and Israel doesn't care. Because this wasn't just one strike, it was a message. In just 3 days, Israel has attacked Gaza, Lebanon, Yemen, Syria, Tunisia, and now Qatar, and continues daily raids in the West Bank. Netanyahu says he wants total victory in a seven front war. Qatar's Prime Minister Al Thani has called Netanyahu guilty of state terrorism and said he must be brought to justice. This isn't diplomacy. This is ruthless force. And yes, it will bring more chaos, more wars, and more distrust. The truth is, the US is standing by while its ally get bombed. And by doing nothing, Washington is telling the world Israel can do whatever it wants. And that is exact why more countries are starting to doubt American leadership. This is not just about Qatar, it's about the collapse of trust, diplomacy, and the so called rules based world order. Because when one country can bomb seven nations in a week, sabotage peace talks, ignore international law, and face zero consequences, that's not just a regional crisis. It's a warning for the entire world. Thank you for watching.